Hello for people who watch later. No one's here yet, but hello, I love you. I hope you're having a fantastic day whenever you see this. And I hope this story at least somewhat engages you. But be mindful this is a live stream format. You might have to skip ahead. And you should see down below, I think, some markers as to where each part of the story is. But yeah, it's a big fun story. So, excuse me, I burbled. I did it again. Oh god. I did it again. Oh god. You did it. I need to kind of notify. I got a note. I got a text. Damn. Sorry, my friends are messaging me. Hi, how are you guys? Oh, I also have to. Okay, the thing I was going to do is notify different places. Notifying. Okay. Okay. I'm not going to notify there. I'm going to notify TikTok.
Have any of you seen what's going on with Gabby Hanna?
Yes, I've heard about Gabby Hanna. I know. Everyone's talking about Gabby Hanna, and that poor girl is going to see that and she's going to freak out. Okay. Y'all pose for a picture. Are you ready? There we go. Bitch, I'm stylish. Black top, big t-shirt, Billy. Watch on my wrist, but I want that diamond. How are you all? I hope you're having a good day. Sorry, I'm getting stuff done while the stream is happening. 10 hours. Oh, God. Okay. So sleepy. You're so valid. Wait, Jasmine! I met you at the thing. Oh my God, hi. I saw your profile pic and went, I know that profile pic. Am I right? I hope I'm right. I don't actually know. How have I been? I'm okay. So I've been here. I need music or something. I don't have music. I have my phone. I guess that'll work. Is my phone charged? Is my computer charged? My computer's charged. ADHD. Oh, that's the ADHD. It's distracting me. Oh, I love how YouTube is pulling up my own live stream. Thank you for that. I appreciate you notifying me about me being live. Thank you, YouTube. So, lo-fi. Give me the lo-fi girl. Give me the lo-fi girl. Actually, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do this? Is that even gonna be loud enough? Okay, can you stop? I don't know. Why is this not working?
Ka'Chava is the world's health.
Can you guys hear this? Can you guys hear that? I forgot I changed my PFP. Oh. Cool beans. It was so cool to meet you. Oh my God. It's loud. Is it too loud? Is that better? Hi. Welcome to the stream. Okay, cool. Well, then I don't have to use my phone. That'd be nice. So hi everybody. Thank you so much for being patient. Literally, I got back to school and they said auditions are happening, and I didn't have monologues prepared, and I was also frustrated because no one's teaching me how to do monologues. But I actually, oh, dude. Sorry, I have a friend texting me about like a theater opportunity. This is a friend of mine though, so it's not as hefty of a thing. Hi. I will definitely do this. And can I get later tonight? See what she says. Okay. So, hi. Thank you for being patient. Yeah, the auditions kind of smacked me out of nowhere, and I haven't made any of the auditions that I wanted to. Okay. Okay, so I also have a key that I can't show the camera. Okay. I'm here now. Hi. Yeah, I had auditions and then like I've had to do classes and set up for school and get ready to go. And I kept, people were asking me how my trip was and they saw the videos of Thomas and I'm just over there going, I really don't have time to just talk about it, yo. I just don't have time yet because there's so much that happened. There's so much and I just, ugh. So yeah, thank you for being patient with me. I hope you've had, if you're starting school with me, I hope you're having a good first week. I know mine has been very chaotic. Obviously, that is my bed right now. I'm still unpacking, and I'm going to be unpacking all week. But it's been okay. I've been in worse situations. I think this one was just more difficult because I came off of that trip. Like we came right back here, and now it's just everything you have to do. I actually made a little like Sanderside skit video based on my first few moments back here. Because this last semester was really hard for me. So Patton kind of went, no, can we not, please? But anyway, I'll post that later. So, hello. Busy, absolutely. So I guess I can tell the story. I want to know how you guys are doing as well. This can be a vibe stream while also me telling the story. Because another reason I wanted to tell the story is like for those of you who haven't been able to, or who weren't able to go and wanted to know what the experience was like. It's less about like, oh yeah, I met Thomas Sanders. No, it's more like I want you to be able to like live the experience through what happened with me. So that's what this is for. So I guess I'll get started. So I guess, where am I going to start? I guess I could start at the beginning. Yeah, like the very beginning, like on Wednesday. Yeah, the show was Friday. Okay, all right. Because I actually wrote down all of the events of the show. Let me get that up just so I have it. But I'm going to tell you like my entire trip. So that includes like the rest of it. Because there were pieces of the trip that were kind of weird and wonky that were really cool. That didn't have anything to do with Thomas, which was kind of cool. But anyway, all right, pulling that up on my phone so I can have it available. Y'all better tell me how you're doing in the comments. I'm prepping giveaway stickers. Yes, I love your sticker. Where's the sticker? I think I dropped it in my stuff. I did because I want to put it somewhere special. It wouldn't fit on my computer, the place I wanted to put it. But yeah, Jasmine gave me a little sticker. I could go find it, but that's a whole thing. Had fun late panic attack after everything. Yeah. I feel that with all that's going on. Yeah. I'm sorry that happened. I'm doing so well working on drawing my first in character right now. Ooh, D&D character. That's awesome. I am low energy and mental health rut, but doing my special interest is helping and watching you too. Let's go. Let's go. Special interests are good. I'm doing as good as an exhausted person can be doing. Well, here's the deal. Y'all don't have to do anything. Just sit down and listen to my story. Okay. I'm the one performing here. Okay. No. All right. So, part 1. Wednesday was the day we left, right? Wow, I didn't even think about the morning of Wednesday. Morning of Wednesday, I had an appointment. I had a skin appointment. It was gross, but I had to go do that. I didn't really do anything. They just checked me and saw if I was okay. But on top of that, I had to get my lenses changed on these new glasses because I already scratched them. So all of that, it was a very panicky morning the first day. And also, okay, when story time. So basically, when we bought the Heather's tickets, it was 2 months ago. So we bought tickets for opening night because that would work better for my schedule because I had school the next day and we knew we needed to fly back in. So we bought the plane tickets. My friend Lucy and I bought plane tickets, the tickets, we bought hotel, we bought all sorts of stuff, right? We went crazy. But we bought all that 2 months in advance, pretty much. And it was really nice. I'm really glad we did. Because we just kind of had to figure out where everything fit together and it just worked out. So, but buying the plane tickets in advance gave us cheaper tickets, but the only way to get the cheapest tickets was to fly from my school, which is 3 hours away from my home, to Florida, or from the school to Dallas to Florida, and then to go back from Florida to Las Vegas to Denver back to Arkansas, right? The school is 3 hours away from my home. So already that was just chaos. Noticing that like way late. I thought we had a scheduled flight to Las Vegas that we shouldn't have had, but no, that was just the route that flight took, the cheapest flight we could find. And we were like, oh. So we literally went across the country. Anyway, that's for later. So either way, once we got everything packed and ready to go, I got my keys. Well, we packed my college stuff because I wanted to move, we wanted to move my college stuff over to my school because that's where we were leaving from. So I packed all my college stuff and I lost my keys. It was all in the car. It was ready to go. And I went, where's my keys? I couldn't find my keys. But then I found them and they were behind the chair, right? Or like they were behind the stuff. There was like a giant blue bucket and they had slid behind the bucket into the chair, the seat of the car. And I was frustrated right off the bat because I was like, where is my keys? I literally just had them. So anyway, the start of the trip was chaos. But then we both got in the car and we both drove away because I found my keys. So we drove away off to school. But we weren't really doing anything specific. We just had to get there ASAP because the RAs here were like, hey, you need to get here before 4 or we're not going to take you. And with a 3.5 hour drive, that's hard and annoying and frustrating. But they were nice. I called ahead and I said, hey, I think we're going to be late. And they were like, it's all good, boo. And I said, oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Cool. So we got here, moved all my stuff in, got my keys, met my roommate, who I already knew, and I love them. And it's a new roommate this time. Tiny will no longer be with us here. Maybe someday I can go take you guys over to see Tiny. I don't know. Probably not, but we love Tiny. Tiny still exists. She's just over there. Please do that to get some stuff done. Yes, that's awesome. This can't be a work stream for you. This can be the podcast, the Amelia podcast. So we got here, we settled down. I took Lucy to go get some sushi at a really nice place right down the road. She loved it. We just had sushi and it was amazing. Good time. There was something that happened in there that made us both laugh, and I can't remember what it is. But anyway, so we slept. Good night. Good morning. We wake up. Actually, we went to Five Below that night. That's right. We went to Five Below because there was Five Belows all over this town, and this town that I'm not going to name. And we got all sorts of like knickknacks and goodies and prepping for the trip and just all excited. So our flight left in the morning. I took Lucy to another restaurant, whatever. It was good. We had a good time. Then we went to the airport. And then we flew down to Dallas, and then we flew down to Florida. And was there anything that happened in that moment? Oh, I watched the movie. What was that movie? What's it called? Tick, Tick, Boom. I saw like most of Tick, Tick, Boom on the flight, on one of them anyway, because it was the only one that Lucy and I could sit next to each other. The rest of them, like one of them, Lucy sat in front of me, and the other ones, we were nowhere near each other. So either way, We got down to Florida late that night, and our hotel was weird, right? Our hotel was kind of weird. It's a hotel. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Sonder. They have different locations in different places, and they had one in Orlando, and I found it to be the cheapest and the closest to the venue because I wanted to be able to walk instead of renting a car, right? So we got there, and this place looks like an old Victorian house, right? It just looks like it doesn't have, it looks like not a hotel, right? And so we looked at that and went, well, it did say Sonder on the outside of it, though. It did say Sonder. And I was like, cool, okay, so we're going to just go in here. So we did. We typed the number in. We go in the door, and to the right, our room, we walked in, and then to the right was the hotel room. And you're going, Amy, why are you going in such detail to this? There really is no reason. I'm just letting you live vicariously through me. So we get in the hotel room, and the hotel room is really cute and old and small. And honestly, it reminded me of home because I live in an area that's got kind of older stuff in it. So it made me feel happy. So we had like a little living room area. We had a bedroom. Well, actually, we walked in. The bed was right here. And there was just a little like box. That was the bedroom. There was no door to this living room, like lobby area. And then the bathroom was right here. But then the shower, if this is the bedroom, right? The shower was right here. So the bathroom, the shower was nowhere near the bathroom. Like you had to walk the farthest to get from the bathroom to the shower. Who knows? I don't. But I did shower once while I was down there. In that shower specifically, and it was just difficult because it was one of those showers that like looks like the stereotypical bathtub that just stands on like the feet and stuff. I've never been in one of those. I've always been in one that's built into the wall. So like this was just weird because the shower you had to like wrap both curtains around the entire tub. What is happening? I didn't know. I had no idea. But it was a fine shower, I guess. I just felt like the whole time. But anyway, you guys liking all this detail? I hope you are. Either way, I don't care. So you're going to get the whole details anyway. So we got down there, but like there were flickering lights in our bathroom. So we thought it was haunted for a second. And there was a point where the shower light went out and then you couldn't see in the shower. It was like, oh. So get all the details. Either way, that was our hotel room, and it was a little cute, quaint place. And we had a good time in the hotel. So then that was Thursday night, right? That was Thursday after the whole plane ride. We came there and then we slept, right? We wake up the next morning, the day of the show, y'all. I was already kind of like panicky, just a little bit, like not like freaking out. I wasn't really like super nervous, but it was nervous that like, have you ever been nervous, but you don't have any like physical feeling to it? It's literally just like, almost, what am I trying to say? Like shock, almost shockish. Like you don't believe it's happening, but like it's there and like it's becoming more real by the second, but like you don't really feel anything. It's just kind of deadpan a little bit. That was the feeling I was feeling, right? That was it. So we were going to go explore Orlando though, because we hadn't seen the venue yet. We had only like known we were in Orlando. So we started walking around. Actually, we start walking outside to go find a Starbucks. No. Okay, wait. Before we left, I had to finish my little note to Thomas. I'm going to show you the video if it works out well, because I edited it up. There's a little note that I give Thomas that kind of like officially states a thank you, basically, just like a really official letter of thank you. And just cause the 5-year anniversary video I did a while ago, I don't know if you guys saw that. A lot of you probably did. But that 5-year anniversary video, those Post-its, I had been hanging those in my bathroom over here as encouragement for last semester, but I decided to give those to him. So he now has them. And I don't know if they're going to be in videos or whatever. I really don't care what he does with them. I just wanted him to have them. So like those messages can be like, I don't know, evidence of what he's helped me with, because those messages stay with me all the time, and I talk about all four of those things all the time. And one of them is on my arm. So like, I love that. So yeah, I gave him the little post-its from my video. And if you haven't seen that, it's on my YouTube page. I think it's one of my more popular videos. Should be. Anyway, so I was writing the letter, and my dad calls me, and my dad is in a musical right now. And it's the first time my dad has been in a musical in a long time. And for his privacy, I'm not going to say what the musical is. But the man is so nervous. So we had to sit there and listen to my dad talk. Or I sat there and let my dad talk about like his frustrations with being in a musical. So that was a whole thing. As I was trying to process writing the note to Thomas and stuff. Kind of feels like unreal. A little bit. Yeah, it just feels like I was in consistent denial about it. Like consistently the entire time I was there. I was like, no, it's not happening. Nah. I'm in denial completely. So we finally get our stuff ready. I finish the note. We walk out. And we love my father. He's going to do great in that musical. Anyway, so we start walking. We want to find a Starbucks. So Lucy kind of finds a Starbucks nearby and starts walking us over there. And then we stop. I'm like walking along, and sometimes I look at my feet as I walk. I don't know why I do that, but I do. I was just walking, and then I stop. And I look down, and there's a debit card on the ground. Now, Amy, mind you, of the past, not Amy now, because Amy has learned. Amy didn't know that a debit card doesn't cost money to replace, because I thought it did. So I was nervous because I know that when I lose my debit card, I freak out, right? So I saw that. I was looking around for like who could possibly be around because, freaky. Hi, Amber. It's like, oh God. But like it was all either apartment complexes or just buildings that didn't look touristy or anything like good. Like anything that tourists should go into, I guess. I was just sitting there going, what do we do with this? And I was like, well, we should probably call the non-emergency line. And Lucy, we were just like, yeah, okay. So we called the non-emergency line. They don't pick up. We leave a little voicemail for it, but then nothing. So we're like, okay, well, we're only here for a day. So this can't be something that they just pick up for later. So we start going into some of these buildings. One of them didn't have anything. We couldn't find a person. And then the other one, we couldn't get into the door, but there were a lot of like older people outside, right? And so like we go, I kind of start to walk away, and then one of the older people comes up to me and is just like, hey, do you need to get in? And I was like, yeah, well, we found this debit card on the floor, and we're only here for like a day, so we need to do something with it probably. And they were just like, oh yeah, well, we can let you in there. So they let us in there, and we walked in. And then we talked to the guy at the desk and was just like, hey, we have a debit card. And he was just like, oh, well, we said we called the non-emergency line and they didn't pick up. And they go, well, that figures. And I was like, oh, well, okay. So they said, you probably just need to take it to this building over here where the police office is, I think is what they were saying. I can't remember which building, but they were just like, yeah, go take it over there. And I was like, okay. So we start walking over there, and Lucy starts pulling that up on the map and starts walking us that way. I decide to call the non-emergency line again, and they picked up. And I was like, oh, well, hello. Yeah, we have a debit card here. This person's name. We're only here for a day, and we don't really know what to do with it. Literally, I didn't realize that you could just cut the debit card and get rid of it, or whatever. My mom and dad were telling me this later, and I was like, what? But either way, they told us to go back to the hotel after some trying to figure out where we are. They told us to go back to our hotel. So we were like, well, and mind you, it's like noon at this point. Actually, it was probably like 1 o'clock at this point. We hadn't eaten anything. So because we woke up pretty late and just kind of let ourselves do what we wanted to do. So we walked back to the hotel. As we get there, this lady is at the door looking like this. She's going, excuse me. And I was like, oh God. With all due respect, like I wanted to know if she was okay. But, we were already on a hero mission. We had a side mission in the middle of our hero mission. So she said, hey, I can't speak English. Do you speak Spanish? And I said, no, Lucy goes, no. And we're like, oh God. But she spoke English enough that she basically communicated with us that she left her luggage inside and her flight leaves in like very soon. And she needs to get over to the airport. But she left her luggage inside and her phone's dying. She can't like pick up the phone and figure out the code. And I went, we're in a strange place. We can't, I don't know you. And I can't just give you the code to get into this building. Oh my God, there were so many side quests. That's why I was saying, like, I can't tell you just the story. There's so many things that happened that trip. So we can't just do that, right? We can't just let you into this building. So I said, okay, I'm going to go in there, find a number to call, because the thing about Sonder is they're not like manned, really. There's not like anyone sitting at a desk all day. It's more of a place that's like contactless in a way. So there wasn't just anyone there. And the way to get into the building at all includes a code. Like, you have to have the code to get into the building that way. So it was like, there's no way we can get in there. Hi. Hello. I'm telling the story of Florida. Here we go. So I was very nice to her, but I made sure to try to communicate, like, I can't just get you in myself. I can't just open the door and let you in because I don't know you. So I'm going to go call the person. So I started calling somebody, and Lucy was kind of calming her down and helping her chill, right? It's already been 30 minutes, this whole story. So it's a big story. I get in line with the guy on the other end, and I start telling him what's going on. And then Lucy kind of gives me a look from outside, and this other lady comes up and starts like talking to them. And I'm just kind of telling them everything that's going on. And then the newer lady kind of takes her away. Not in a way that like grabs her and takes her away, but like the freaked out lady goes with the other one, and then they just leave. And I open the door and just go, oh, and they go, thank you, and then leave. And then Lucy explains to me that was someone who worked at Sonder and went to go help her out. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I told the guy, I was like, hey, yeah, we figured it out. The girl went off with someone from the Sonder place, and I really appreciate you being here and helping us out. So yeah. And he was just like, yeah, well, have a good day. Let me know if you need anything else. And I was like, all right, yep, bye. And so then Lucy and I just kind of sat outside and went, well, I'm glad she's okay. That was double side quest all at once. Then the cops showed up, right? And we start going over to them. But we realized that Sonder is much bigger than we realized, because there's a whole bar in the back, and there's like this whole like center area where all the buildings are. They're all like around each other, and it was just a little quaint place. And I was like, oh my God, we got to go check this out. We didn't, but oh my God, this is so cute. I wish I had. I wanted a margarita. I have a little bruise on my finger right now that's really, I forget about very often. Okay. Okay. All right. So that was a story. And this guy, we gave him the debit card that we found earlier. He gave us his contact, said if you need anything else, let me know. I had to give him my ID to make sure he knew what was going on. And there you go. This was all within like the morning that we were in Orlando. So anyway, then finally we start walking, and we start going to a place, trying to find like some food, because we were both very hungry at that point. So we found this little place called Great Harvest. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Florida, but it was basically like a coffee place with like a bakery inside, and they had like different kinds of breads. And as we walked in there, they had like different types of breads that you can just try. Like, it was a full, like, I don't know, like you can eat whatever you want there. And I was like, oh my God. So we got to try some brownies for free, man. There were just little brownie pieces. We got brownies for free. And then we got to order like sandwiches with little like apricot and ham and stuff. And it was just so good. It was just so good. And they were so chill. Like, all of them had like tattoos back there. And I was just talking to them like, dude, what do your tattoos mean? And we just like talked and chatted and chilled for a bit. It was just a sweet little place, and I felt very comfortable there. It was like one of those places that I'd go back to all the time if I was like in the area, right? It was so good. Ah, so Lucy and I vibed. It was very hot that day. Very hot that day. Holy crap, it was hot. So being in that air conditioning was really nice. We also got, oh, that's right. Okay. I forgot a piece of the story. So put the pause on Great Harvest and go back to our flights, right? So flying from my school to Dallas, we had, as we were in Dallas, as we were in both airports, the one nearby my school and then the one in Dallas, we were looking around for Cheetos Puffs, because I don't know if you guys saw my birthday stream, but there was a moment in the birthday stream where Thomas showed up. Like literally, Thomas Sanders came to the live stream and was in the chat, and we got to talk for a minute. And the joke is that when it's my birthday, I don't like being the person that gets all the attention, because I'm always like, I love that. I'm glad you love me, and that's great, but I love you, dork. So I call it my birthday cannon. If you give me love, I'm going to give you love back. I'm a Remus Kenny. What can I say? So Thomas came in and he gave me his birthday cannon of love, and then I gave him his back because, like, hello, you're kind of amazing. You're Thomas Sanders. What the heck? And I'm so thankful you're here. And by the way, I prearranged it. Like, I knew he was coming because I messaged him on Instagram. But that was still a really wonky experience. So there was a point where he left, and I started to kind of settle from the idea that, like, oh my God, Thomas Sanders was in my live stream. But then he came back, and it threw us all off. All of us were like, oh my God, what happened? Whoa. So I was sitting there going, oh my God, Thomas, no one's ever like double birthday cannoned me before. I can't. What am I gonna do? Do you want Cheetos? As a joke. And then he said, I'll take those Cheetos for later, LOL. So we were looking for Cheetos to go bring to him. And I literally, I was not preparing to meet him. I want to be clear about that. I wasn't preparing to meet him because I figured the venue had said there wouldn't be meet and greets. So I was fully prepared to just leave it with somebody or leave it like in a very specific place that Thomas could come find it later. Whatever. So either way, we found some in Dallas and we took it on the plane, and that's when I started filming that video that you saw on my TikTok, if you saw it. It's the one where like the Cheetos are just going in different locations. So that like vending machine was in Dallas. So basically at Great Harvest, back to Great Harvest, we filmed there's a shot of like the camera kind of panning and the Cheetos staying still, and it's on like a table. That's a Great Harvest, and it was awesome. Okay, so we kept walking because we wanted to. Cheetos Puffs are so good. Oh, you like the video? Thank you. I love the video. I'm so glad I did it. Those are so hard to film, though. The fact that I lost one of the videos because I accidentally deleted it, and I lost the original song. Both of those things happened in the middle of the video, and I got so mad about it. I'm so glad that the sound that I chose is on there, because the sound is a small indie pop artist that I absolutely love named Ryan Nealon. If you don't follow Ryan Nealon, what are you doing? Go follow him, please. Which I love and don't get very often. It was so good. But yeah, go follow Ryan Nealon because I really wanted to use his stuff to promote his video a little more and his content. So please go follow him. He's dope. Okay, so he's by the way, he's also the guy who sang the been holding back for way too long. Keep holding, keep holding. I made mistakes, but I'm moving on. Ooh, voice crack. Anyway, that's Ryan Nealon. I love him. I love him. Bomb. Okay, so from there, we went to go find where the Abbey was, which is the theater where the venue is, or the venue where the show is, basically. Big, like, there it is. So we found it. And guys, I am a fan. I wanted to be, the reason I went to Florida, here's the deal. The reason I went to Florida at all for this was because two of my favorite things were coming together. I wanted to see Heathers, and I like JD, and I also wanted to see Thomas. Both of them are coming together, and I was like, I have to, because I love Heathers. I love Heathers so much. I call it my guilty pleasure musical. I love it. So both of them are coming together. I was willing to make the trip. Let's go. So it was expensive, but I did it. So that's why I wanted it. So seeing the Abbey, I say that I'm still a pretty major fan of Thomas Sanders, right? So seeing the Abbey and seeing like the lettering that he's like shown on his page, that hit me. That was the moment that I kind of like felt the punch in the gut, like, oh, this is real. And I didn't start crying or anything. It was just like a, holy shit, there it is. Because, I mean, if you haven't met a celebrity like that, it's really weird to like, I wish I could have made the trip. Well, I mean, honestly, that's why I'm telling this story. I'm telling you my story so that you can live through me if you'd like, because I'm going to tell as many details about the show as well. That's another part of the story. I'm trying to like give you my experience as a whole. So, because I know he probably won't do Heathers again. He might, but I don't know. Things were happening, seeing the show, actually being there. Oh yeah. So yeah, seeing that was like, huh. So we took pictures outside of the venue and it was cute, whatever. So then once we had found the venue, we were trying to figure out what to do next, because at that point it was like 2:30 and we had like so much time before we met with Jade, who is also, I will be living through for sure. Yeah. So I had texted Jade, who does a lot of Sandersides cosplays and is a pretty known fander as well. I think their Instagram is Jade R Art or Jade J Art or something. I think. Maybe I'm mixing it up with yours, Jasmine. I don't know. Hi, Tech Grail. Oh, I didn't write on the Discord. It's fine. It's fine. I'm in the middle of thing. It's fine. So we went to, so from there, yeah, we were trying to figure out what to do for the rest of the day because we knew that we weren't meeting with Jade for a while. So someone in my life had recommended to me Downtown Disney, which was, I had never heard of that. I had never heard that there was something outside of Disney World to go experience. Because I knew Disney World was nearby and I knew Universal Orlando was nearby, but we couldn't go into those because those are very, very expensive. So we did not do that. But I heard about Downtown Disney and I was like, I don't know. I kind of want to see the town because I definitely love like looking around towns and just seeing what's there. But after some like talking about it, we decided to go to Downtown Disney anyway. So we went to Downtown Disney. We grabbed an Uber, picked up our stuff and left. And I'm trying to like process my emotions through all of this. I'm sitting there going, okay, this is all really happening and the Abbey's behind me. It's okay. Like, I can't, I literally talk to like stim sometimes. So like trying to get those words out and trying to like figure out what my feelings were or like just let my feelings out a little bit was important to me. So Lucy was very gracious and listening to every word I said. Disney Springs is so fun. If you ever go back, you should also check out the Character Warehouse. Ooh, I didn't even know that was there. We tried to hit almost any building we saw, more or less. But okay, good to know. So I didn't know it was called Disney Springs too. I had no idea. Either way, so we went there. We got there, and Lucy realized she lost her glasses, her little like sunglasses, magnetic clip-on things. Sad day. That was a sad thing. But we went to Downtown Disney and we pretty much went to all the places you can think of. We got, I'm trying to think of where we went. I think one of the first places we went was like a casual Disney place. And it was just cute. There were so many things in there. And obviously I'm looking for socks. Why not? But we got there and one of the places we saw was like dresses and like really cute Disney dresses in a little like box area. And it was just cute looking around at those. Lucy was dying at the Captain Marvel one. She really wanted that one, but obviously it was really expensive. So we couldn't get it. Well, actually she was thinking about it, but she didn't. I kind of wish he had, but shrug, whatever. So as we left that Disney dress area, okay, this was like right at the beginning. So I'm not like skipping anything to tell you this. We went into, this was like the first store we went into. So that day, because I was in Orlando and because I knew Thomas was in Orlando and that like people might know him, I was wearing, both Lucy and I were wearing our hoodies around our waist. Of course, mine was Virgil, and then hers is like a patent style hoodie for Virgil. Like it's a Virgil patched hoodie, but it's patent colors and style, and the logo is patent. Like it's literally a patent Virgil hoodie. It's awesome. It's very hard to walk out of a Disney store empty-handed. Honestly, I didn't. But we were wearing those around our waist, right? Someone who worked at Disney. I'm not going to say a name. I'm going to keep the name a secret just to be safe. But someone who worked at Disney, who was very sweet, came up to us or saw the Virgil hoodie and just went, "Oh my God, I love that. I love that. That's so cool." Just like as a little compliment. And when people ask me about my Virgil hoodie, like when they see me in person and they ask about my Virgil hoodie or they say something, I offer, "Hey, do you want to try it on?" Because I know that the Virgil hoodie is a rare item, basically, because you can get the Virgil hoodie at the store, or you could have. But the thing is, it's not the Virgil style. There's differences. It's not the same. So it's kind of cool to be in the presence of a Virgil hoodie. I get it. So I looked at this person and said, like, "Do you want to try it on?" And they go, "Yes." Like, because we wanted to try to keep it discreet, right? So I'm not going to say a name, but this person was very lovely. They tried it on. They looked so cute. They looked so good. And they were just like vibing, just having a moment, just like, oh, but they tried to make it quick because I know that's a rule at Disney, which is why I'm keeping the name secret, but it was really good. So it was nice. So I'm trying to think. Oh, okay. So we got to talking to this person a little bit about like, if they were going to see the show, why we were there. Like we went to go see the show and like blah, blah, blah. And they were just like, "Oh, I wish I could. I work." And we were just like, I kind of went, well, there's a potential, no promises, but there is a potential that we could meet him. If we do, is there anything you'd want to say to him? And this person just goes, yeah, just thank you, I guess. And I was like, that's a good one. We will tell him that. We'll drop your name too. We got you. We'll name drop you. And that person went, and had a moment. So it was good. I made magic at Disney. I thought that was cool. But you're going to have to remember that, okay? Because that comes up later. So we then, what did we do next? So yeah, we went to other stores. So we went to like the Coca-Cola store. I met the Coca-Cola bear. He was just standing there triumphantly as that giant bear. And I said, "Oh my God, I want to meet this bear." And so I met the bear, and there's a picture of me or of the bear wearing my hat, that like spiked hat that I have somewhere. It's cute. I could actually look this up to show you. Hold on. But we also went to like a Marvel store. I got my sister some gifts because cast members are the best. And I'm glad I got to make that person's day. I was really happy about that because I know what it feels like to be a fander because you're consistently like, I don't know, waiting, but like not in a way that's like bad, but you're just, I don't know, being fans of YouTubers for sure is sometimes difficult because, difficult because they're not really TV shows and they're people. It's just it's a different experience. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way to describe it and it's hard to say, but I know that when people talk about YouTubers with me, I want to give them that experience if I can. So I did meet the Coca-Cola bear. I don't know where that picture is. Do I have it here? I missed all these other photos. Oh, I have that photo. I didn't realize I had that photo. Do I have that photo? Hello? Okay, well, I guess I don't. Okay, well, it's somewhere. I'll find it. I'll post it on Instagram. I'll do that. But the volcano restaurant there is so cool. It looked cool. We didn't go inside. We didn't need to eat anything. So none of the restaurants we went to, but it was really cool to go to all those places. We went to the M&M place. We went to, I got a picture with the Blues Brothers at one point. Yeah, there's us outside the Abbey. There's that picture of us, of me outside the Abbey. Yeah, me doing a face. And then a good one of us outside the Abbey. It's cute. Yeah, but okay, now from here I have pictures. So a few. Okay, so after Downtown Disney, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that happened there. We basically like looked around for everything. I got to talk to a guy that was there. But like the cast members were so nice. I don't know. Our feet hurt. We were tired. We were running out of. We needed the sunscreen and just all sorts of stuff happened. Did you get spit at by Stitch? Also the Legos. Yeah, we went into the Lego store. We definitely did. But yeah, we none of the characters were there, but we definitely saw. Oh, does that Stitch spit at you? Is that something that happens? Because I guess we didn't. I thought you meant like by the actual actor. Oh, well, no, but that's awesome that that happens. I didn't know that. They really should have been doing that day because it was very hot outside. God, it was hot. We were sweating really bad. It was really hot that day. Oh, wait, also, here's some footage of me with the Cheetos in my plane seat. There's that Virgil hoodie on my chest, or like in my lap, and just me. There's 2 minutes and 32 seconds of me just doing this. Yeah, just. So it's just me on the flight. Yep. Yeah. Okay. I could post this. I don't know if it's of any use or value, but I just did all sorts of like hand gestures to try to like, what can I do? But anyway, yeah, that's me on the plane. Okay. So from Disney Downtown, we drove back. I got more footage for the video, and we went to a 7-Eleven because, you know, vibes. If you've seen Heather's or heard the song Freeze Your Brain, 7-Eleven is JD's favorite place. So you got to go into the 7-Eleven. So we went to the bathroom. Lucy bought a little, what do you call it? Slushies, a little like slushy Pop Fit Funko that was there. That was cute. But we went in there, and apparently, because we're from Arkansas, right? So while I was in the bathroom, somebody told Lucy, this is hearsay, but somebody told Lucy that, post it for the LOLs. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll see what the vibe is about posting the video. But someone told Lucy, like, kind of was harsh to Lucy about like, I have a problem with people from Arkansas. And I went, like, Lucy was just kind of, what? And they pronounce it Arkansas, not Arkansas. And Lucy was just, huh? And I think they were trying to make a joke, but it just seemed like Lucy was just put off by it. So she told me about this after, and we're sitting there laughing about it because like that's happened to me multiple times. As somebody from Arkansas, they literally just look at me and go, "It's Arkansas, not Arkansas. You mean the Arkansas River?" And I'm like, I mean, I understand that it's a joke, but when you say it multiple times and everyone says it, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. I shrug. I don't get it. I don't get it. But either way, that happened to Lucy, poor Lucy. So we walked over to the ramen bar that Jade had recommended. We set up the table. We had to wait a little bit for Jade to get there, but Jade got there. We got to say hi to Jade. Jade was with her aunt and uncle. Is the place to be. It really is. It's mentioned in Be More Chill. That's awesome. I hate that I'm from Missouri. It's people from Kansas, I guess. I didn't recognize we'd get that in Florida, but oh well. I don't know much about humor, but that was not it. It never is. So please don't be that person to say that. I mean, I get it if it's a joke, if it's a small thing, like if you're just playing silly. But if you're going like, no, it's Arkansas, like, I didn't name it. I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, okay, so from there, the seating, there was too many people at that restaurant to get like all 5 of us to sit together. So the aunt and uncle decided to go to the bar while the 3 of us went to another table. So we got to talk to Jade about like how she's feeling about the show. And I mean, at this point, as we were driving back for sure, my gut was starting to drop, right? Because it was a very slow burn, but it was enough that it was just like, this is actually happening. And I'm freaking out a little bit. I'm good, but holy shit. And Lucy and Jade were both sitting there going, I'm kind of numb about it. Like, I'm just not really feeling anything. And I mean, I'm excited, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a little nervous, but like, I really don't feel much. So, whatever. I was not. Those are the two, like, that's Patton and Roman Kinney talking. I'm over here as Virgil going. Anyway, I thought that was funny. So, but we talked while we were there. We got pictures. There's me with Jade. We got some Jade. Yay. We got some good Jade photos. We love Jade. Same though, honestly. I think people from surrounding states got your back. That's amazing. I'm so glad. But yes, we got to talk to Jade. Okay, cool. So, all right. So once we talked to Jade, as we were talking to Jade, it started pouring down raining, right? It was just rain. And we were like, well, they were thinking like, yeah, we need to get an Uber, even though the venue was like right around the corner. I saw your pics with Jade on Insta. Yeah. Jade is so sweet. Yeah. Go follow Jade. If you're not following Jade, what are you doing? And also go follow Jasmine. I saw Jasmine at the venue as well, but we haven't gotten there yet. So we're going to the venue. So we get this car, and this car is for a 5-person ride for like not even 5 blocks, right? It's not far at all. So this Uber guy is just like, he just thought that was funny that we only had like a small distance to go, and all 5 of us needed to get there, but we were trying not to get soaked as we got over there. So we got over there. There was a whole crowd there, it wasn't a whole crowd. It was definitely like a small group of people, and there were a lot of like, I saw some sweaters. I saw some pins of like Sanderside stuff, like merchandise. And I mean, I expected that, but for some reason, I didn't fully, because this wasn't like, I recognized that this was just 20 people at the time. Yeah, there was about 20 over there. I don't know. I didn't think people would wear a lot of merchandise, but I mean, I'm glad they did, because it helped me find some fanders to talk to, because I was wearing, as I say, the Virgil hoodie around my waist so people could recognize that I was a fander. And so we found Jasmine at that point. Jasmine and your friend / partner that I still can't remember their name. And I'm very sorry about that. And I send them love anyway, but I cannot remember their name. And you're going to tell me in the comments if you want to. Julie. Oh, okay. Your sister, Julie. Cool. Well, we met them over there. We got that sticker. Or I got that sticker. I think it's deep in that orange bag over here, like that one. But I love that sticker, and I'm definitely going to put it somewhere safe. So it makes me happy. So, we got there and started talking to some people. We were vibing. We were under this like awning that kind of circled out. I mean, you can kind of see it in the picture. Hold on. Yeah, you can definitely see it in the picture, actually. Yeah. So you can see that awning right there. That was leaking a little bit, so it was still a little wet, but it was definitely raining. So we were getting a little wet, but it was fine. So we were all standing under that awning. But they hadn't let us in yet. And they were saying that we needed to wait a little bit because they hadn't done sound check properly. So we could hear the music inside. And at this point, I recognized, holy shit, there's a band. Like, there's actually drums and there's a guitar and there's like, it's actually a band. Like, it wasn't just a piano concert. And I was like, yes. I was nervous that it was just going to be a piano. No, this is a vibe. This is rock. This is I got very excited thinking about that. So there was a point where like someone came out the side door for something. I heard the finale in there, that finale song that's just like, can't we be 17? And I was like, dying. Just like I am right now. I think I need to take a quick break to do something quickly because my body is doing a thing that I need to do right now. So that's going to be a pause and we'll be right back. But like Amy was very panicky at this point. So I'm going to go do that for like, I don't know, a minute and then I'll be back. Sorry, Ron, where do I go? Brain. I think it's in here. Is it in here? It better be. Yes. Okay. I'm going to move you guys so that I don't have to stand up anymore. Oh, gee. Okay, wait. I can do this. There we go. Boink. And then back this up. There we go. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to move all this. Figuring out character lore. Ooh, you guys doing character stuff. Wow. All right. Sorry. Okay. So from here, we're standing outside the venue. This is where the part that everyone wants to hear comes in, right? Because everyone's here to hear my story about Thomas, not everything else. But, you know, I appreciate you listening to everything else because that was just a fun day, period. Okay. So while we were... Really? Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Well, I'm just going to have to be mindful of that. All right. So we were still standing outside. They're doing the sound check. It's all good. At this point, we had not seen Thomas. But as I was kind of talking, I think someone pointed out, either that or I just kind of noticed that the curtain, so there's like windows on the outside of the venue, but they're blocked off by curtains inside. They're closed off. One of them was slightly open. And someone saw the cast on stage, saw like people doing things on the stage. And so I just kind of, ever since someone said that, I kind of was glancing over there a few times, but I wasn't trying to like freak myself out, right? I didn't want to do it too much because like, what if I saw him? I saw the back of his head. Freaked me out. I was like, now, I recognize that he's just a dude. That was the first time I saw him. And he's like one of my favorite creators. So that kind of freaked me out a little bit. I was like, oh. And then other people noticed that as I just went, holy shit, just saw the back of his head. People noticed that. Lucy saw his face. And, you know, we started to geek a little bit. I tried to keep it down because I didn't want to be creepy. Because just personally, I don't want to like, I never want to like make anyone feel uncomfortable, especially celebrities. Because like I recognize that they get stuff like that all the time. So I was just having a moment of like, you know. So But it worked out. We didn't see him again after that. And I was like, all right, we're good. So they started letting people into the venue. And there was a raffle that I entered in. I entered in the $20 one because I wanted to try to get all of like the mug and the shirt and all that stuff. I didn't win, but that's okay. But that happened later in the show, just to know you didn't win. I didn't win. But okay, so the venue inside is very important where we were sitting. Okay, because it's a very important detail for later. I also didn't drink. I really didn't want to drink anything because I wanted to, be as aware as possible. I didn't want to like, if there were memory issues that would come from drinking alcohol, I didn't want that. So like, I wanted to stay as involved as possible, right? So the venue is set up. Just, let's do it this way. Okay. Well, yeah, let's do this. Okay. So if this is the entrance, right? This is the entrance over here. This is the entrance. This is the bar. And then the bathrooms are here. And then there's like chairs situated right here that are like almost like lined up in an assembly, right? Like an assembly format. So they're just chairs that could be moved. And then there's tables here with a railing on one side of those tables that blocked off one of the sides, so you couldn't like sit on that side because there was a railing there. And then some chairs around those tables, and then there's a little ramp on the side over here. This was supposed to be like, so the railing's here. That's what I meant. The railing's here. The ramp goes down into this other lower platform, right? And then there's more chairs set up in like an assembly style seating. And then there's like dinner theater tables up front. And then this is the stage. Okay. And then like on this side down here, there's like another ramp that there's like an aisle in the audience, like a space in the audience for actors to walk. And then there's an aisle here for actors to walk, like right down the center. Does that make sense? So there was just a whole rail, and then there's like a space here to go up that ramp. Okay. Basically, the main thing you need to know is there is a raised area with a railing. Okay. But there's other places for actors to move because we had been informed that the actors would be moving about the space. Didn't really know what that meant. I really don't care. As a theater person, when people say like the actors are going to interact, I love that shit. I love being the person that I love being the one that's engaging with the actors when they come to the audience. And because I love doing that when I'm the actor. So like, and I love seeing people do that to me when I'm the actor. So like, I always do that to other people. So whenever that was said, really didn't care, really didn't think about it. I just kind of said, I love that. Because interactivity during performance is my favorite thing. That's why I love meeting the Disney characters at Disney World. Like, I just love talking to actors. Goodbye. All right. So with that being said, we, in this setup, Lucy and I sat like here, like right at the side of that railing at one of those tables. How did we sit there? I'm not really sure, but that's how we sat there. And I decided to sit at the table that was like up that ramp or that like aisle for the actors to walk because I really wanted to. Right. I think it was just a good view. I don't know if we really picked that spot per se, but like, I thought it was nice because it was like right in the center. That'd be good. So, as we were sitting there, we were kind of waiting for the show. We were texting or like, looking up on Instagram, seeing what Thomas is doing or whatever, and talking to other people. I don't remember their at. I probably should figure that out. Oh God, Abby, no, Jesse. Is their name Jesse? Oh God, what is their name? Yes, Jesse Adams. And their TikTok is Jesse Adams. Okay, their TikTok is Jesse Adams. This is what they look like. They were at the place and they came up to me and just said hi. And I said, "Oh, hello." And they were like, "I really like your TikToks." And I was like, "Well, thank you." And so we connected, and I recognized that I recognized them from another project, and we connected a little bit, and it was nice. Jade was sitting up front by the stage because she got priority seating, because they cost more though, so I didn't want to do that. And then I don't know where Jesse was sitting, and Jasmine was sitting behind me. I think you were sitting behind me in one of those assembly seats. Either way, we were vibing. All of us were chilling out, having a good time, waiting for the show. I posted to, so another thing that should be mentioned, ever since the birthday stream, I messaged Thomas on my birthday. I was in the dinner table area. Oh, okay. So you were in front of me. So ever since the birthday stream, I had messaged, well, before my birthday stream, I had messaged Thomas on my birthday, just kind of, if I could get a happy birthday from Thomas Sanders, I'm not trying to, but like, I'm sending you love on my birthday. There you go. And he messaged me back and just said, "Oh my God, Amy, I happy birthday. I love you. Like, I love your content and stuff." And I'm like, or I love seeing you on my page. And I was just like, "Sir." So every once in a while, we have conversation. Not a lot, but I will send him some things. That happens to a handful of fanders. I can't promise that'll ever happen to, I don't know how that happened. I know that's like, I hate it because it's like a priority thing, but also like, I love it because it's Thomas. And I appreciate, regardless, from my perspective, I appreciate him being willing to talk to me, and just have those interactions and engagements like that. It's really sweet. So I've messaged him a few times, but he definitely knows who I am, and I knew that. So I I put on my Instagram story, I said, "Hey, Thomas, or at Thomas Sanders, we're here. We're really excited." And that was at the beginning, right? At the beginning of the show. And when you at somebody in your story, it basically sends them a DM. So I knew that he was probably going to see it, because there's usually a very high likelihood that he sees my messages now, and which is bizarre and weird, but it's a weird experience. But I say bizarre and weird. I love him. Like, if by some strange chance Thomas Sanders is watching this, like, I absolutely love it. I'm glad that it happens. It's just cool. It's just cool. I'm sharing my OOTD for the concert. Oh, I love that. Oh my God, yay. But either way, yeah, I sent him a DM, and we just kind of put the phone down for the show. So here's the show. I'm going to be describing the show. So if you don't want spoilers for the show, this would be the time to leave. But I know a lot of you are here to hear about the show. So here we go. So it started a little late. They started preparing for the show, but the curtains kind of stayed closed for a long time with no music or anything. And I was just sitting there going, "Is the curtain broken? What happened?" I'm kind of, as a theater person, I'm fine. Like, I don't care how long I have to wait. But I was getting a little nervous. I was like, does someone need help? Are we okay? But then the curtains finally did open. There's Nicole Visco. Boom. Iconic. There she is. And she goes, "September 1st, 1985. Dear Diary." Da, da, da. Like, ew. I love it. So, as I say, I love the songs. So, and also, as someone with, Nicole is just iconic. As someone who loves music is one of my favorite, or harmony is my favorite sound. When people ask me what my favorite sound is, it's harmony for sure. So, and just cool environments, and just theater is just really cool, and it makes me very, very happy. So, like, I started to like move around because I stim if I get excited, especially with music. So I'm over there going, I'm getting very excited. So after that, I was hooked. The cast, I'm going to be reading some of the notes because I wrote this on the plane the day after because I wanted to try to remember everything. I punched the air as I recalled that song from my memory. After that, I was hooked. The cast came on the stage to sing beautiful. The volume was loud, like it was a really solid volume that was just really good. The air was still, and the audience was so loud. It was amazing. The audience was just freaking out at the right moments, obviously. Like they kept their mouths shut and were very respectful for most of it. But like, it was so good. The audience was just alive, and I love it when the audience is alive, and I know they loved it, which made them better. Like made them better, I guess. It's more like it gives them energy. If you're an excited audience member and you're loud enough, the actors respond to that, right? So then the Heathers came out, and the Heathers came through this ramp on the side, right? So we got to just kind of turn a little bit and see the Heathers there. And I think that's the moment I recognized, wow, we have really cool seats, because some people who were sitting in the front had to like turn around to see the Heathers. Some people had to like shift their entire face. They couldn't see really up in front of them, right? So they had to like look over at the Heathers. All I had to do was just, it was like, oh, we have really good seats. We definitely weren't like in the stage where the actors were, but like whatever. See, I love how you meant it, but the statement, I love it when the audience is alive, out of context, is very funny to me. That's fair. Yeah, I love when the audience is alive, not dead. Yeah, for sure. So, but the Heathers started walking out. The spotlights were on them. They were gorgeous, amazing, iconic, just Heathers. They started walking through the audience, and it's just like, oh my God, there they are. And the whole, so the spotlights hit them perfectly as they waltzed down that ramp and into the audience. As I watched them in the audience, I was so glad we had the seats we did. We could literally see everything with such clarity instead of having to turn around. And then Candy Store happened. Guys, Thomas Sanders hadn't even walked on the stage yet. I love the song Candy Store. I love the song Candy Store. It was so good. It was so good. Those girls just nailed it. Oh my God, it was so good. I hit every single one of those beats at the beginning and felt so powerful, because like each time I just like bah, 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 at those beats, and I was just singing along with them, and it was so good. Oh my God. The riff at the end, the vocals were killer. They had all the sass in the world. They were all like, it was just the perfect Candy Store. It was just really was. It was amazing. It was dancing. It was fabulous. It was so good. So the riff at the end, I was actually really impressed. The whole like, step into my candy store, and that part was lower. Brianna, I don't know how to say it, but she's the person who played Heather Chandler. It was so good. She decided to do like an alto riff instead of going all the way up. So she was just like, step into my candy store, or whatever, and just like had it in the middle. And it was still really good, and really just, the tone was just great. It was just, Amy just got very excited listening to Candy Store. It was awesome. Whoa. I loved that song. So loud cheers from the audience. Everyone loved that, because obviously Candy Store is a fan favorite. That was awesome. Okay. And then you blink. There he was. Thomas Sanders himself walks to his spot and starts punching Ram and Kurt in slow motion, right? And doing that part of the show where Veronica is singing like, oh, what's that song? Boy. Oh, the hey, Mr. No Name Kid. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Fight for me. There you go. I don't know the words to that one, but Nicole just nails that song. It's so pretty and so chill. And also the focus is on Thomas, right? So everyone was looking at him. But I wrote down, I kind of forgot there was a show for a bit, because it was like, I didn't panic. It was just like, oh my God, that's Thomas Sanders right in front of me. Oh my God. It was like thoughts and time kind of stopped. It wasn't really like fear or like excitement or whatever. It was just like, wow, that's Thomas Sanders. There he is, iconic. And he's punching the dude. Look at him go. Wow. Wow. He's literally on the stage. The fighting looked awesome, honestly, and Nicole had such a gorgeous voice in this song. She embodied Veronica so well right there. Brain took it in slow-mo, sort of. It wasn't really in slow-mo because the scene was already in slow-mo. But it was just good. It was just kind of like a wow. He's a real dude. He's a real dude. Wow. Heather's it all, and I was holding my breath, just admiring the action and acting and music. Yeah. So it definitely was just kind of like a wow, there he is. Cool. But then Freeze Your Brain happened, because that's what the song right after. That's my other favorite song in the show. Candy Store is my favorite, and then Freeze Your Brain is my second favorite. That's the first time he'd ever sung live in front of me, and as I say, like, I'm very mobile when I get excited. Watching Fight for Me was, I don't know, I really don't remember what I was doing. I think I was just watching Thomas and like trying to just go, wow, there he is. Well, that's so cool. Huh. And then with Freeze Your Brain, I literally leaned back and did this because I would be singing the words or like singing along because I love that song. I start like crying because like I had never, just knowing Thomas Sanders was here in person and singing this song live in front of me was the coolest. Just, it was surreal. It was surreal. And it just, he did it so well. Like, obviously his vocal control is like iconic, but it was so, like, his riffs were chosen carefully. It felt like his riffs were very chosen, and it felt like his acting was very chosen in Freeze Your Brain. Ethereal, yeah, is a good word for it. Like, it was good. And he sat on the stairs as he sang it, and he just had a mic in his hand. Like, he really didn't have much action. It was just the song, and it was just so good. Guys, I was sobbing the whole time. I cried. It was gentle, smooth, and the riffs weren't excessive. And I mean, they aren't, I mean, I love it when the riffs are excessive, don't get me wrong, but like, it was just, I don't know, it was just wonderful for JD, and just seeing that live in front of me was just, yeah. So anyway, so I wrote down the words, I just lived in every breath and every word without singing along or lip syncing. It was beautiful. His acting was on point, just like I expected, and then some. Oh, and the cup. There was a cup in his hand. That's the other thing. He didn't have anything in the cup, but he was singing about his slushie in his hand. So iconic. It was beautiful. So that kind of hit. That was the moment that like Thomas Sanders was in front of me. I had to have that moment, right? And then from there, it was just a good time. I was vibing. Like I talk about how my family is very heavy in the drum corps international scene, which is like professional marching band. And when I'm at a show, I normally get very excited and I'm very mobile and I move and I like jam to the music and stuff, and I'm just like vibing. That was me the entire show. I was punching the air. I was screaming at the cast at the right moments, obviously, but like it was just, yeah, it was so good. I loved watching these scenes I knew unfold before me with such stellar actors and kick-ass band. Like, I knew Thomas was there, right? But like, I loved watching all of them. Like, every single one of them was hypnotizing. They were all so like amazing to watch, and yeah. So I don't remember the order because I don't know the show like by heart, but I definitely know some of the moments that stood out to me. So here are some of the moments that stood out to me. Heather Chandler's death was really cool. It didn't look super realistic, but I really didn't care. It worked well anyway. She died right there, and JD and Veronica were standing there watching it. So JD just standing there with intensity as Veronica shook Heather was something else. Like, every time that any of the cast members would look out, like to the back of the, like out to the audience, it looked like they were looking at us because we were right in the center. So their eye line was like right behind our heads. So there was definitely some points where Thomas Sanders and anyone else in the show were going like this to me. Or it looked like they were. They were just like intensity staring, and I was just, bleh. Anyway, iconic. It was so good. Freaking Martha. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I also adored Me Inside of Me, which is the song after Heather has died. Because Heather Chandler was walking amongst the audience in that one aisle and just kind of like nudging people, going like, what the fuck are they talking about? They're so weird. What? And it was just fun. So there was a point where she came back towards us, and I was definitely trying to get her attention. And there was a point where she looked at me, and we both just went, and it was amazing. I love it. I love it when that stuff happens. I love it. I love being an actor and working with the actors. I love it. Iconic. So, all right. My favorite scene in the entire show. This is a big one. My favorite scene in the entire show is Kurt and Ram's death. And the reason for that, obviously, is JD, not Kurt and Ram. But I do love Kurt and Ram, don't get me wrong. Now, if you don't know the show, just a quick little synopsis. Kurt and Ram are the jocks, and Kurt and Ram died in, they kind of like come on to Veronica a little bit in a really gross, creepy way. And JD recognizes that and says like, well, I need to hurt them. Or they hurt you, so they need to feel some pain. So why don't we just give them some pain? Just some like teasing. So JD gets these like Ikluj bullets from like Germany or something. And they're bullets that are supposed to like knock you out for like a day, and then you'll revive and you'll be okay. So Veronica goes, cool, let's do that. So she kind of seduces the boys to come meet her at a certain point. And the boys are there like, hi Veronica. Oh my God, you're hot. And she goes like, does stuff like strip for me, boys. And they're like, okay, yeah. And then they start taking their pants off and stuff. And they're pretty much in their underwear in the actual show. And then like Veronica like starts to say like 1, 2, or like counts down, and then JD like comes out and shoots him with the bullets. And Ram goes down, and then Veronica recognizes that Ram is dead. But of course, Kurt is running away. Kurt runs and jumps onto a fence and starts climbing the fence, and JD shoots him off the fence. And they both die in that moment. And then Veronica looks at JD after that, recognizing that both of them are actually just dead. And she goes like, what the fuck have you done? In like all the anger and rage that she could possibly do, right? So I was fully ready for this scene. Okay, back to the story. I was fully ready for this scene. I love this scene. Holy crap, I love it. Also, there are songs in there that I had never heard before. Like the one before this is called You're Welcome, before this scene. And I was like, I've never heard this before, but apparently they changed it to change the vibe of the show and match it to what the writers originally intended. And the writers did that. So like, I didn't like that You're Welcome song, I don't think. I thought it was okay, like musically, but I guess I didn't realize how dark it made Kurt and Ram, because Kurt and Ram are more of the comedic relief. Either way, I didn't really love that song beforehand, but regardless, Kurt and Ram are seduced by Veronica. They go out to the field, and so Ram dies, right? I think that was a West End edition. I didn't love it. Like they did that West End show, and there was actually one song in there that I adored. It was the one that Veronica sang to JD. Iconic. It was so good. I can't remember what it's called right now. But and there was another one that Heather Duke sang that was also pretty darn swell as well. Either way. So I say no. I think that was Veronica's, yeah. And then the other one is like, I'm not shutting up anymore or something. Either way, I didn't hate them, but I kind of missed like the song Blue. Like I kind of wish they had done Blue. I'll be real, but oh well. Shrug. But anyway, so Kyle and David, the guy who played Kurt and Ram, nailed that. They nailed that. They're amazing, Kurt and Ram. They were just great. So Kurt took off his shirt and Ram took off his pants. So they were kind of, they weren't just in their underwear. The crazy moment. Okay, I don't have to look at this because I remember this very vividly and I'm never going to forget it. So Ram dies, right? Veronica goes down to the ground and starts shaking Ram. Kurt starts running into the audience because he's supposed to jump on the fence. He starts charging and hits the railing in front of us, right? The railing, like, right in front of us, our table. Like, we thought he was going to climb onto our table. It was that close. Like, he was literally coming, like the railing's here and the table's here. So he's like coming up and over and trying to climb over the fence. So I just kind of back up and I'm like, sir, go ahead, you just die. And then I went, wait a minute. And I look over, Thomas Sanders is pacing, just like with the JD glare of like death in his eyes, just walking towards us. Guys, I haven't panicked that much in my life. I literally sat there and just was like, oh my God, is he going to recognize me? Is he going to say something? Am I going to mess him up? I don't know what to do right now. Holy shit. And he was like coming closer, 6 feet away. The first time I get 6 feet from Thomas Sanders, he's fucking JD. Fuck. Sorry for the cursing, but holy shit, that was cool. And literally like Kurt is trying to climb onto the table. There's a point where he turns around and like kind of holds the gate or the railing in like a very specific way. And I got the perfect shot. So like if this is Kurt, I'm like here, right? Behind his shoulder. And I get this perfect shot of Thomas Sanders doing the whole like, we can start and finish wars. We'll kill the dinosaurs. We're the asteroid that's overdue. And also with the guns, that was the other thing in the show. Like, the psychotic energy was so good. Thomas did so good. Holy shit, that was cool. But there were no guns in the show. So there was no like hand gestures for the guns. It was literally just like hands down, almost like a power move with them just kind of standing there, and then the drums, like the drum hits and then the actor dies, right? So getting this shot of Thomas over Kurt's shoulder, literally I could reach out and like put my hand just where I was sitting. I could put my hand on Kurt's shoulder, and if I wanted to, I could probably like slap Thomas in the face if I wanted to. I would not, of course, but like they were that close to me as that happened. Amy died. Amy died in that moment right there. Boom. Because like, as you all know, I'm a big fan of acting, and there are times where like I want to act for hours and I really just don't care. Just the idea that my favorite creator is standing there acting his ever-loving heart out 6 feet away from me, and there's another guy sitting right there about to like die. That was magical. That was magical. It was everything. Holy shit. It was. And then, so after Kurt dies, obviously, Thomas turns around and sees Veronica. And then I look at Veronica just like over Thomas's shoulder. And she's just, I can't remember if she was crying or not, but she was definitely engaged in the scene to the point where I thought she was just having a full mental breakdown. It looked so real from over where I was sitting. And she was just going, what the fuck have you done? I know it's funny, Virgil, shut up. No, but like, it was so cool. It was so cool as like seeing all of these actors just fully engaged in such a dark and sinister story. I love the dark stuff. Guys, that was, I can't get over that one moment. Literally the first time I've ever come in contact close to Thomas Sanders was that. And I was like, anyway. Shit, that was so cool. Okay, so oh, it's called I Say No. Okay, cool. So then the intermission comes. Yes, because that's the like our love is God, our love is God, and that stuff. So anyway, so yeah, the intermission's there, and I'm floored. I'm having the best time. I'm grinning. I'm talking to some people. We're having a good time, freaking out. So I go and check Instagram, and I noticed that Thomas has like reposted my story onto his story, saying like, I'm so glad you guys came. Thanks for being here. And I was like, oh my God. So I literally like DM'd him and said, dude, like we're having the best time. And he just basically thanks us for being at the show. Or he saw that and then he thanked us for being at the show. Yeah, Gabby, yeah. Gabby just said, I can see you absolutely geeking over Meant to Be Yours. Guys, I love JD. That's part of it too. Like, I just love JD. So like watching, I remember watching another production of Heathers and just loving JD. Like JD as a whole is just, I love him. So both of those things, both my favorite creator and this character I love, like combined into one thing. It was just the censor thing. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Am I missing something? I don't know. But anyway, so we said, do we're living, and Thomas responded with like a, yeah, thanks for coming out, and it was cool. So I set the phone down, and Lucy just went, wait, he's still typing, Amy. And so I looked down, and he's still typing. And we were like, I mean, you know, just a little geeky. So he basically, in that message, the sheet they pulled out during Veronica coming to JD's room. The sheet? Oh my God, I need to write that down. I guess I forgot about that part. I love that part. So basically, when in Dead Girl Walking, the song Dead Girl Walking, instead of them having a sex scene, they just pulled out a sheet that said like censored on it. And both Thomas and Nicole, JD and Veronica, both like push against it to make it look like they're having sex behind them. But they didn't actually do anything. The fact that Virgil's character design is sort of inspired by JD. Yeah, he is. Okay, but he told us it was limited so Thomas texted us and said like, hey, it's limited in how many people, I'm limited in how many people I can meet after the show. Oh my God, that censor thing is so funny. Yes, I need to write that down. I'm writing that down. Okay. So yeah, he said that he's limited in how many people he can meet, but he wanted to come meet us. So he told me to gather like a group of people so that we could meet him after the show. And I just went, oh my God, yeah, I'd love to do that actually. Or like around back, he says. And I said, oh yeah, let's absolutely. I'll go find some people. So I went to go find all of the people that I had met at the beginning of the show. So I found Jasmine, I found Julie, I found Jesse, I found Lucy, and then a few other people. Dude, like the thing was, you were one of the only people I knew there. So like him asking me that, I really didn't know many people. And so I just gathered a few because that's really all I knew. But yeah, no, you're so welcome, dude. Like that's what, seriously, just kindness pays off, dude. Like you were just very sweet to us. And I wanted to find as many people as I could because I knew it was going to be a limited thing. So he told us to go find Stephanie, who I think was something like the house manager at the place. So he told us to go find her. And then I ended up doing that. So we ended up talking to Thomas, and I showed that message that he was texting me about this. And she said, okay, well, yeah, we'll give you a specific spot to come to. And then later I realized that I was one of the only people he texted, which made me go, but I recognized that he was only able to like let a few people in. So, and since he knew I was there with that retweet, he texted me. So anyway, we freaked out, and then on to Act 2. Kindergarten Boyfriend was everything. We were just talking about that. If you guys don't know the story, it's Martha's song. It's the song about like Martha singing about having a boyfriend in kindergarten. Her vocals, her facial expressions, her shifts in emotion, damn. The transitions were on point through the whole thing. Dead Gay Sun was a literal party. People were vibing and carrying on the whole time. I was jogging my heel to the music and existing as each note graced my ears. I broke down. Sounds like an extremely magical night. Oh yeah. Existing as each note graced my ears. There were a few off-key moments, but they were only at the beginning of numbers where the characters had to come in on their own, and honestly, I don't blame them. They only had a few rehearsals. It's a really difficult thing to do. Also, there was a guy sitting next to me. There was a guy sitting next to me that I'm pretty sure hadn't seen the show before. He kept having audible gasps and vocal reactions to like plot shifts. So like Veronica breaking up with JD a few times. Like it was funny to listen to him go, oh my God. Like it was just fun to listen to. Also, Heather Duke had some friends who were also at that same table to my left, and that was just, they had a lot of fun with Heather Duke's songs. And I mean, big surprise. As the show closed, I was fixated on Thomas the whole time. Like, the mass suicide note was creepy and beautiful. Oh my god, actually, okay. This is where I have some pictures of the show. Let me see if I can find them. I found some pictures of the show through the venues, social media. And honestly, I just followed them anyway, but I was looking at some of the pictures. So there's all the Veronicas and things. Or not the Veronicas. There's Veronica and then the other Heathers. He fell right next to me. I couldn't believe it. Whoa, that's so cool, Jasmine. Yo, I love that. I didn't know he fell right next to you. That's so cool. Yeah, there's some pictures of some of the cast. I kept trying to give him space to get up because he... I love it when actors interact with the audience. It's my favorite thing in the world. Okay, so here's Freeze Your Brain. Here's a shot of Freeze Your Brain. Yeah. There's them just sitting on the stage. It was really cute. There's some candy store vibes. There's some candy store vibes. Let's go. Let's go. We love all of the cast. Literally the entire damn cast was so good. There's Ram and Kurt with Veronica singing You're Welcome. Yeah. Kindergarten Boyfriend, let's go. Let's go. Oh my god. There's Ram and Kurt taking their shirts and stuff off. They got a few photos, yeah. There's like Our Love Is God, or like I think it's 17 actually, which 17 was gorgeous too. Oh, 17 was so good. This is Heather McNamara's song. I can't remember what it's called, but that was cute. There you go. Sorry, my hand shakes a little bit. Oh, there's Thomas at the explosion at the end of the show. So that's Thomas right there. And then there's the cast. Say hi to God. That's cool. Okay. Okay, so those are some shots of the show. All right. Oh. So this is the mass suicide note. That's why I say. That's the mass suicide note. Thomas is standing there. Very triumphant. That man is just living large. I wish I could stop shaking my hand. Hello? There you go. Yeah. Dope. Dope. Completely dope. Just absolutely dope. Okay, so... Oh, and there's a shot of Dead Girl Walking. And Thomas is just doing that back bend thing. But yeah. I think it's Lifeboat. I thought that was Heather Duke. But I guess that is Heather McNamara. I don't know. Anyway, so what are we doing on time? Oh my god, I'm talking for so long. Thank you all for listening. I hope this is an interesting story. Because I love talking about this. This is so cool. So he can truly kill it. He really can, dude. Okay, so yeah, as the show closed, I was fixated on Thomas. The mass suicide was creepy and beautiful. He held the note triumphantly front center stage, high in the air as the light turned orange, and his eyes were fiery. Oh, Shine a Light. Oh, Shine a Light was so fun too. That one's Duke. It might have been that. I don't remember. That's the thing. I don't really know the end of the show very well. I just know JD's stuff. That's the thing. I love Heather's for JD, I'll be real. Which is not only just because of Thomas. It's like, I just love JD. So I guess I really just love creepy characters. I don't know. But I literally couldn't take my eyes off of him the entire time Meant to Be Yours happened. You were saying Meant to Be Yours. I literally couldn't take my eyes off of him. He was just hypnotizing to watch. It was so pretty. However, when Veronica dropped, so when Veronica committed suicide, the coolest thing happened. So from my angle, obviously, like, I could see kind of a direct line down the center, right? So Veronica's standing kind of in the center of the audience area, and the lights change to where her silhouette is basically all I can see, right? And when she died, it wasn't like they had a dummy up there or anything. Veronica literally stood there and just went like this. Like a very triumphant boom as soon as Thomas opened the door. So she's just down and opened the door. Thomas was standing center stage and like broke down the door and just kind of stood there seeing Veronica on this, like in the audience, right? When I tell you that man was giving, like in terms of like his acting, literally it felt so real. It felt so real watching like the lighting just kind of like shadow Veronica and then looking over at Thomas, seeing him just drop to his knees and just literally, you could see, I literally wrote down, you could see every damn emotion hit his face. Shock, dread, sadness, anger, fear, hurt, determination, drive, all of them. I wish I could have got that on video because it's rare to see that kind of detailed acting in most cases. There were so many emotions in his face. Like I looked at, I was expecting, because a lot of people, when they do that JD moment, they sit there and they're just like sad and they just have that overwhelming grief in their face. Thomas had everything. Thomas stopped and had moments of just like freak out and panic, but also like sadness and grief and also like drive and confusion and hurt and all of it together. It was just one of my favorite moments in the show, and he nailed that so hard. I saw every emotion hit his face, and my acting brain was very happy. Very happy. Very, very happy. So the scenes between the JD and Veronica scenes were good. I'm gonna be real, I definitely was paying attention to them, but I wanted to get back to JD because like I love JD. Obviously I was waiting for JD, but Heather Duke delivered on that sass. Also, Heather Duke was amazing. She was just, the sass was amazing. Also, Heather McNamara with the pills falling out of her mouth. Heather McNamara nearly commits suicide, and she does that with pills. So there's a point where Veronica holds out her hand, and Heather just spits the pills into her hand. But it was just like, it was a bit that kept going, and it was the comedy of how long it took her to get all of the pills out of her mouth. It was just really funny, because Veronica was just sitting there like, no. Was that all of them? That wasn't all of them, was it? Get it, go. Just spit it out. Spit it. Okay. Yeah. Good. It was just funny. It was really well. They both worked off of each other in a really good way in that moment. Okay. Back to JD. So the moment where JD got shot in the football field. I don't know what it was. Thomas said a very specific line that made my Flynn Rider heart go off. Like the I don't know, he had a charm about him as he like got shot and died, as like Jasmine was saying, he fell right in front of them. Like, I don't know what he said, but it definitely made me go, ooh, whoa. And he wasn't even looking at me. I don't remember the line. Yeah, okay. But he crumpled to the floor. So when he crumpled to the floor, I had forgotten that he got shot because I didn't really pay attention. Smacks her to get the last bit, lol. Oh yeah. So did she smack? Was there a smack there? I didn't actually know that. Okay, anyway. When Thomas fell and got shot, he basically looked like he was dead. And I was sitting there like, did they? I didn't remember that. Okay, glad you said that because I had no idea. When Thomas fell, I thought they took out the suicide, because I didn't remember that he got shot and then hit the floor. That was something I didn't remember. So I kind of had like a moment that took me out of the show that was just like, wait, did they cut that? Why would they cut that? That's so stupid. So everything kind of blurred as I watched Nicole or Veronica. Veronica ended up going past him and towards us in the aisle somehow. So I think she was looking for the bomb that he put in the school. If he'd move or just stay there, that's valid. And you're only talking about acting, but I'm just thinking about how questionable your taste in charming men. It's acting. It's just my taste in actors, man. It's just actors. I love actors. Yeah, but she was looking for where the bomb was in the school. I think she grabs it and then turns around at some point. I don't remember exactly how that happens in the story, but that happened. And then Thomas started to stand up, and I was like, okay, good. I want that suicide. That needs to be in there. Hello. So Thomas stood up and started preparing for the suicide. And again, I had the perfect view of his face because he was looking at Veronica facing away from the stage and so I got like a view of Thomas over her shoulder. So it was genuine, knowing what he'd done was wrong, but also recognizing there was nothing he could do right. He could see the pain. You could see the pain meshed with acceptance in his eye. The man is giving. Veronica went back up on the stage to step away from the bomb. When he turned around, all I saw was basically a silhouette of Thomas singing JD's last words and eventually the bomb. The lights went white, the bomb sound went off, and Thomas dropped his head. A power move as an actor, honestly. Just like Veronica with the fake suicide, both of those angles, the director nailed that. That was really cool how they did that. But Thomas just drops his head. And it was just, he was gone. Boom, there he goes. And it was so pretty from our angle. Lights dimmed and he was gone. And also, like, Veronica had, I don't know why I didn't write this down. I got to write this one down too. But I loved the moment in, there's a moment where Martha comes up and starts to accuse JD of killing Kurt and Ram, or either that or Heather Chandler. I can't remember which one. But both Martha and Veronica were very, very good acting right there. Like, it was just, as I say, it looked very real, and I felt like I could read Veronica's emotions the whole time. You can see all of my notes for all the actors in my Instagram post. It just the entire show, I felt like I could read JD and Veronica like a book, and it was just, it was so good. Oh, it was so good. The rest of the show was great. They finished strong. I stood up so freaking fast to applaud that group and cheer them on. I loved that. I loved that show. There's no way that Ram was so gay. It was gay. So it wasn't suicide. Oh, okay. Yeah, fair. All right, cool. Yeah, Ram is not gay. Martha went, Ram's not gay. That wasn't a suicide. That was a murder. I think it was your friend JD. Cool. Okay, the rest of the show was great. They finished strong. I stood up so freaking fast to applaud that group and cheer them on. Curtains closed, but then curtains reopened as Nicole said the cast thank yous for opening night and talked about the charities this concert benefited. It was for gun violence, which is a really cool, I thought that was cool for Heathers. Like, Heathers is a very dark show, but it also like shows that we don't stand by just that type of thing. Like, that's not okay. And all the money that Heathers supported was for gun violence, which was, I thought that was cool. We need to keep it on the stage, not out in real life. So after the show, I had been told beforehand that there would not be a meet and greet. So I was floored to see Heather Chandler out there without a mask, talking to people. And I was like, oh, well, hi. You did amazing. It confused me, but I definitely wanted to go tell her how amazing she was. She said she saw me rocking out over there, so like she recognized me. And was very thankful for the kind words, and I appreciated that. I also caught Heather McNamara and possibly Kurt and Ram, but I talked to those two later. Kurt and Ram, I talked to them later. But yeah, I wanted to talk to everybody. I wanted to hear their stories and hear their all of it. I'm a talker. I like learning about people, so that was really cool. I was so caught up to them talking all and telling how good the show was. Oh yeah. So at this point, brain, are we missing anything? No, I don't think so. Anyway, talk to those two later too. Yeah. Okay, so I heard people behind me in my Fander group, so people who were Fanders, starting to head that way. And they kind of pointed me that way. So we did, because that little like small group was going to meet Thomas in that area. So, and my God, there he was, dressed in black, mask on, covered in sweat, and with the widest grin on his eyes, because I couldn't see his face. A true theater kid to behold. Guys, I love it when an actor comes out sweaty. Like Thomas was talking about, there are moments in the video where you'll see he's literally standing there going like, I'm so sorry I'm sweaty. I'm so sorry I'm sweaty. Dude, I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you're I don't care if you're like my sister in a show. I don't care if you're my best friend in a show. I don't care if you're just a friend in the show. If you're sweating after the show, you know you did a good job. Let's go. So I did not care. And it was just cool to see him like just theater kid. So I let other people go first because I knew that he knew I was there because he was the one that texted me. So I let them take a minute, considering he knows who I am. I was a little shaky, but not super bad. So this is where Jasmine went up to meet Thomas. This is where Jade went to meet Thomas. This is where Jesse went to meet Thomas, and some of the other folks did as well. So I had to turn away to try to prepare myself because I had never like considered that this would ever happen. Like I knew it would at some point. I kind of hoped it would, but in this way, with how excited I was about JD, I was like, I don't know why. I didn't expect that. So Lucy was asking me if I was good and kind of like helped. She was the one that was going to film the video of me meeting Thomas. And there was a moment in conversation here where I heard him laugh. And you know his laugh is very distinct. My brain literally malfunctioned. I literally went, like literally mind your glitch moment. I just went, Lucy laughed at me hard. She thought that was the funniest thing. Because I was like mid-sentence and I just go, So anyway, literal mind your glitch. So I can't believe I met him. Sadly, no photos, but the memory for me will always live on. Good. Yeah, I knew she wanted a picture. Oh, okay. So Jade was one of the first ones to go up there. And I knew she wanted a picture with Roman. I figured she would. So they both put their arms up. Like so. I have that picture on my phone somewhere. Where is it? Yeah, okay. So that's the picture of Jade and Thomas. And as they were doing that, I'm off to the side going, yes, oh my God, look, there's too much action. There's so much, oh my God, you're just radiant. Look at the vibes. This is so heavy. And both of them, I could feel both of them like strengthening their Roman. I could feel Roman rising. Like, as I was just like, oh my God, the sass, the beauty, damn, no. And they thought that was funny. Okay. So other people went to meet him as I talked to Jessica, who played the guidance counselor, and some other people, and she was amazing. She was just funny to talk to. And we were talking about how we came from Arkansas, and they were just like, oh my God, you came all this way to come see this show. And we were like, oh yeah, we absolutely. And they were just, they were so sweet to talk to. They wanted to know like, you know, who we were and like why we were there and what's going on. And it was just so sweet. Jessica, that lady was saying that Thomas is just terrible. He's just an awful person. He's just a terrible person. And I threw back something like, oh yeah, I got him Cheetos because that's all he deserved or something like that. But whatever. I thought it was good. She thought that was funny. So then my fellow Fander friends pulled me away as they told me I was next. So I am going to describe to you what is happening in the video, and then I will show you the video. But anyway, I said hi feeling like I was talking to an old friend because we've already kind of communicated a little bit. And obviously like seeing him do that little dance back to me, like I felt like I was talking to an old friend. It was really cool. That part is on video. He said it was nice to meet me. He likes my outfit. And then of course the Cheetos thing happened. And he takes the Cheetos like they're such a delicacy, as if they're a treasure. I love that. I love that so much. And then he basically says, like, it's so good seeing you in person. We haven't seen each other in person. And I'm like, no, we haven't seen each other in person, no. And then we talk about how Jade and I found each other and went to the show together. And Thomas was like, oh yeah, they gave me like a very limited amount of people that I could talk to after the show. Like they said I had to limit my meet and greets. So I just went, oh, well, Amy's here. So I just need to text Amy, and then I need to like, you know, let them know so they can come and do the show, and or come back there to meet them, whatever. And oh, that's the other thing. When Thomas took the Cheetos, he goes, you have no idea how much this means to me. And I go, you're welcome. You're so welcome, sir. we talked about that for a second, and then Thomas saw Lucy's patent hoodie, that patent Virgil hoodie, and he goes, "Oh my god, I just noticed that jacket," and freaks out. And then we kind of talk about how Lucy and I grew up together, and we both learned that we like Sandersides like way late in the friendship, and he loved that. So then he starts talking about like the newest video that he's working on, and how there are some pieces and elements that changed, that he had to like go back and refilm and stuff. Because he was just, and you could see his excitement while he talks. You can see it. It's cute. It's great. I'm glad he's excited about this video. It makes me happy. But we had to cut out a little portion because there's something specifically he says to Jade, because he knows that Jade and I are part of the Patreon. So like he allowed us to hear Patreon things. But I took that out of the video because we want to keep the Patreon stuff secret. Time ran short, so we took some pictures with me, got interested in the card that I had in my hand, and then took pictures with Lucy. So, yeah. Okay. So here's the video, and I'm gonna post this after because I feel like people will want to see it. Trying to figure out where to post it, if I should post it to Instagram or if I should post it to YouTube or what. But yeah. So that is not the video. That is not the cut video. That is the video. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to try to I hope this works. If you guys can't hear it, you got to tell me. Okay. Oh, here we go. There's that hat that the polar bear wore. But anyway, I'm going to try to turn this up. Okay. Ready? We're going to turn the music off too, so you guys can hear. Okay. Ready? I'm gonna... Look at me.
You're welcome. You said your birthday candidate. You said like, I'll take it. Yes. Dude,
I love him.
And it's so good seeing you. Oh my god, we haven't seen each other. No, I have.
We literally talked over each other the whole time.
I know. Jake and I caught up. Yeah, we found out we lived an hour away from each other. Yeah, they were just like, they were limiting how many people that I could tell. I was like, listen, So I'm glad Amy was with you, Jay. Yeah. Yes. That's we had a good time. Oh my gosh, I just noticed that jacket. Yes, it's a hat. We're a team. That's incredible. Yes. Yeah, she I love it.
It's Jade.
We've grown up together. Wow, what's your name? Lucy. Lucy, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too.
I love how her voice cracks. Just nice to meet you too.
We actually didn't know we were both fans of you, and then when we found out, we both went, wait a minute, you like what? And we freaked out. Yeah. Dude, I hope you were any of you guys part of the writers' room? Wanted to be. Yes. So yesterday was our shoot day with all of the end card stuff. I'm very excited.
I go, for the finale? And he goes, no.
I'm excited.
He goes, no.
We ended up having a ton of fun doing, and I really hope that you guys see all the Easter eggs we put in there. I'm excited. You guys discussion.
I have many suggestions.
You probably, yes. And so,
Look how excited he gets. Watch him.
Yeah, we had to, yes. So Roman had the most suggestions. So we had to definitely work with what we could.
He's so
fit into
excited.
But we worked as much as we could.
Just talk to me.
I love how excited he is.
We actually forgot one prop, and we were like, and it was a prop that was suggested by the Patreon, and we forgot it when we changed the room. And we were like, we gotta go back. We gotta do it. Oh my god, so we reset the room for this one, and I'm glad we did because it was a very important. We gotta go. Okay.
That was when he said what it was. So I cut that out. I wanted a Virgil photo, of course. This man.
This is the most virtually look.
We both did a Virgil look and listen to him. He goes, and I lost it. But, oh my god. Good hugs.
This is great. Thank you so much for coming. Oh my god, it was everything. I wanted to see you as JD. I'm so glad. Yeah, you said the reunion thing and I lost my mind. It
was fun. It was a good opening night. I'm very excited about what is in here.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that. Lucy, so good seeing you.
And
Did you want a picture or a hug?
Yes.
I mean, you got this freaking jacket. I need to take a picture with this.
Yeah.
This is also one of my favorite things.
Yeah, it's a video. But yeah.
It's a video.
Hit the button in
He
the
just goes,
corner.
what
Oh my
the
God.
heck?
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
Gotta say hi to Katie.
Wow! Yay!
Yay! Thank you guys so freaking much. Sorry, I'm sweaty.
He goes, sorry, I'm sweaty, sorry, I'm sweaty.
I need to adopt your look.
He goes, I need to adopt your look, and we both lose it.
Hi to you.
And that's pretty much it. He sees Katie and hugs Katie, and I didn't realize he after that. Okay, so that's the video, and I'll probably post that because, like, you know, people. I know I liked seeing that when I was preparing to meet Thomas, right? To kind of know who he was and what he looked or what his vibe was. So let me turn that radio back on. So I know he literally just goes like for Virgil, and like that's just a Virgil vibe, and I just I love Virgil. I love him. I love Virgil. So anyway, he basically introduced us to that person he was hugging at the end of the video, and that is apparently one of the, I think, the sound designer for Role Slaying with Roman, I think, or the music person, something like that. I can't remember specifically what he said, but we all freaked out. We were like, oh my God, that's so cool. And we put them on the spot, and he felt bad, but it was all right. That person got a lot of love from us. So, ow. Anyway, but we talked a little more, and we told him how amazing he did in the show because he really just floored us. And yeah, we talked to the group for a bit, but then what's her name? Stephanie, the house manager, very nicely nudged Thomas out the door because he needed to get back to his room, make sure he didn't get COVID, make sure he saves his voice, blah blah blah. So my connection is unstable. Can you guys still hear me? It told me my connection is unstable. Am I back? Hello? Hello? Seems fine now? It went for a sec. Okay. So basically what I said is the person who did the sound design for Role Slaying with Roman was there. That's who we met, and they felt a bit like nervous that we were all like giving them that much attention and love, but it's all right. But there's a picture of Virgil and me, which I love, but also just Thomas. I love that photo. All right, so, but yeah, we talked more about like JD, and we got Thomas got nicely shoved out the door because he had to save his voice, and we really didn't want him to get COVID or anything, so his meeting people was very limited. And before I met Thomas, like right before I met Thomas, I kind of noticed how many people were unable to meet him. I didn't realize how many people were there for Thomas, and I felt sad because I wanted to like let everybody come over there because I realized that he messaged me, and I felt kind of, I don't know, responsible for that, but it wasn't my fault because there's really no way I could have gotten everybody, and it was just unfortunate, but you know, it was okay. I mean, that's just how it happened. So the guy's got to save his voice. He's a superstar, so he has to go do that. But after that, I saw Jesse talking to the director after Thomas left. I saw Jesse talking to the director of the show, and I got to talk to her a little bit about like her mission and like what she's doing here as like doing theater in Florida and stuff. And it was just really cool to get to talk to her a little bit. And I also got to see Nicole and tell her she did amazing, and talked to, there was a moment where the director was like, where are you guys from? And we said, Arkansas. And she goes, like freaks out. And so Kurt and Ram come over at one point, and the director goes like, guys, these guys, like Kurt and Ram, these guys are from Arkansas. And they're just like, no way, whoa, like you came all the way for this? And we were like, yeah. And then the moment comes where we're like, we came to see Thomas, but I also came because of Heathers. Like I wanted to see him as JD and Heathers, and like I just love the show, and you guys did an amazing job. And they were just beyond sweet. Those guys. Oh, there's Thomas fighting. That's another one. That's another shot of the show. I didn't think about that. Yeah, there's another shot of the show. But we got pictures with Kurt and Ram after the show. We got to talk to them for a minute or two because they were very nice and they were just really, they were just very kind. We pounded it at the end. It was really good. Very good. They were so sweet. And I don't really remember everything we talked about, but I definitely know they wanted to know why we were there and like wanted to get to know us and like who we were and stuff. So after all of that, they started to kick us out of the venue a little bit because people needed to go home and they needed to close up. So I left the venue, or we went out this like side door, and you know, we just kind of stood there. The ones that like were sticking around, like Jessie was there. Jade had to go. Yeah, Jade had to go, so she gave me her mask and then left. And then yeah, we just kind of, Jessie and I kind of stood outside and talked for a while. Kai was there too, this other guy named Kai. And we talked for a while about like what she's doing and hearing that she's in a show. And I was wondering like why Jessie was talking to the director about like auditions and stuff. And Jessie told me a little bit about her story, their story. And it was just good. And there was a moment where Jade, in the middle of that conversation, Jade sent me the pictures of Thomas as Virgil taking a picture with me. Guys, I screamed. I yelped. I full on like had a moment and just kind of crumpled to the floor for a second. And people thought that was funny that I was just having a moment because you guys know how much I love Virgil. But yeah, Lucy was saying that we need to walk back because we need to get back to the hotel before it gets too late. And so we left. We said bye to Jessie and everybody, and then we started walking back. And as I was walking back, I honestly felt kind of sad for the people who didn't get to meet Thomas. But you know, as I say, like I had to kind of come to terms with myself and say, like, I really did everything I could to get everybody there that you know, everybody that I was aware of to go meet Thomas. But we walked back. It was a really good night. I called a friend, and I mean, it was TechReal. I called TechReal. I told him the whole story, and I was pretty much speechless. I really couldn't move at how cool that whole experience was. And I really couldn't go to sleep that night very well. I stayed up a little bit just to kind of, I think I was going to like make a video talking about the experience, but then I decided to write it down on the plane the next day. But I woke up really early because we had to get on the flight to go home. And we got to meet the lady who remember the story about the lady who was like freaking out in front of the hotel? We got to meet the lady who helped her out. And we talked to her for a bit. Her name was Emma. And we just talked to her a bit about like the hotel and just some of the things that, you know, the flickering lights and stuff. And she said, well, the hotel is a little haunted. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, we went to the airport. We got an Uber to the airport. And once we got there, I found some socks, of course. So I have 3 pairs of socks total from this trip. And I really did not start. When I got to the security and recognized that we were leaving, right? What happened to the music? Hello? Okay. Yeah, when I recognized we were leaving Florida, that's when I started like ugly sobbing because like that whole thing was just surreal and really cool. And I got to talk to so many cool people, both cast and fans and Thomas himself. Like it was just surreal, really cool for a theater kid to experience that. And the flight home was long. Obviously, I said before that like we landed in Las Vegas and we landed in Denver, Colorado before we actually got to Arkansas, which was long and annoying, but it was fine. We got home safe. There wasn't any delays. We didn't have any issues in getting on the flight. And we got home pretty late. I got to tell Lucy's dad about what had happened, and then I got to tell my parents the story, and then I got to tell Donovan the story. If you guys know Donovan, he's a cosplayer too. I got to talk to him about it. But then the next day, the thing is, I had to get to school, so I had a friend of mine drive all the way from my school, 3.5 hours away, to my my home. And they were so nice, and they took the time to do that. Got the rest of my stuff in their car, and we went off back to school. And then I was at school. That was the end of the trip. Lucy stayed at home because that's where she's already graduated, so she was, doing work and stuff, preparing for a wedding, honestly, and some other things. But I just that's the whole trip. I've literally been talking for 2 hours. Thank you for listening to all that. I love all the minor details of the story. I'll be real. That entire trip just makes me so happy. Just that whole thing. So thank you for listening. I know that was a really long time, but literally, I loved every single part of that trip. And I'm a little floored that it happened. And I hope you had fun listening to that vicariously through me. Or I hope you experienced it. You feel like you experienced it in a way. Because there are some parts that I don't even feel were real. Well, I definitely remember the moment of Kurt coming over the fence. I remember that very vividly, but like detail. But there are parts of the show that I don't remember, and there's just things that I'm missing from my memory, and I know it's going to fade over time, and I'm kind of sad about that. So it's cool to be able to tell all the details of the story. Also, as someone with ADHD, I like telling details. So thanks for listening. But yeah, any questions, I guess? Now we can just kind of hang out. But as a theater kid, that was an amazing trip. And holy shit, that was cool. Thank you. I hope you think so. Yeah, I've had a lot of people tell me I'm a really good storyteller. So I appreciate that. That actually means a lot. Because I get very conscious of like, oh, that was 2 hours. I told that story for 2 hours. But, I'm going to go back and kind of put little markers as to like where the story pieces were. On Instagram, there's a photo of the sheet that was mentioned earlier. That was actually another thing that I saw on my thing. Yeah, the fear in that man. I have that picture somewhere. Oh, there's Jesse and me outside the thing. Huzzah. There's a creepy picture of me. What the fuck am I doing? Who knows? I'm not somebody who will just instinctually smile for a photo. Also, some of these action shots that like Jade got of me while I was talking to Thomas, like I love that. They're so cute. Like, look at this. Look how cute they are. I love it. I just can't. God. Yeah, there's Virgil. Good night. I'm trying to find that sheet. I thought I had a picture of the sheet. I guess I don't. Say hi to God. But yeah, that was just beyond surreal. And the Cheetos thing was so fun. Like, I need to do that more often. Like, if I ever meet another celebrity, I'm going to give them something really simple, like a fucking Cheetos bag. Like, that's... Oh my God, I love that so much. I love how he just goes, literally under his breath, he just goes, Amy, you have no idea how much this means to me. Full on Janice style vibes. Just, you have no idea how much this means to me. And I go, "You're welcome. You're so welcome." And he loses it at my directness, because that's the other thing. Thomas and I both have ADHD. We talked over each other the whole time. There was not a moment. We were both just. I love it. I love it. It literally did feel like I was talking to an old friend. It was amazing, and it made me very happy. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, what a trip. It was adorable. What is my favorite musical? Is it Heathers, or was Heathers one you really enjoyed? It is not Heathers. I do love Heathers quite a lot right now. But Heathers, I call Heathers my guilty pleasure musical, because like I'm one of those goody two shoes, where I usually don't I usually don't like the darker. I guess when I was younger, I wouldn't curse and I wouldn't be as like. It's just kind of a dark musical for what people assume of me. So yeah, I call it my guilty pleasure. But one of my favorite musicals is Waitress. As I say, like I've had conversations with people before about like, if you're listening to music, do you listen to the music or do you listen to the words? And there are some people who listen to the words, and that's great. I'm not one of those people. If the music hits me right, I don't really care what the words say, unless it's just something that's like violently bad. Yes, I've heard about the Hamilton production. I won't right now, but I have a lot of rage when it comes to Christianity. I am a Christian. I get very angry about Christianity today. I will not. But that production does not help. Does not help my feelings about Christianity. I just get very angry about that. Just when she goes like, "My hope is in Jesus," I'm like, oh my God. Just makes me very angry. So I'm not going to get into that rant because that's a whole thing. But please know that Christianity is not all disgusting. I don't like using the word Christianity anymore because people have such an image in their heads about it. There's just a lot of people using the Bible as a weapon, and it really makes me angry when they do that, because that is not what it's for. You have no right to smack anyone with a Bible, metaphorically. They did a whole scene under Quiet Uptown where some guy was just talking to Alex about Jesus and repenting. Why? Okay, I could get really angry about it, but I won't. I guess that's a thing you can ask me about later. Just be mindful. Like, I have grown up in the Christian church. I grew up as a Methodist. And knowing that the Methodist church is splitting right now, like, it all makes me angry. It all does. So anyway, just don't do that. Don't pirate shows. Just don't pirate shows. Don't do it. That's Lin-Manuel Miranda's art that you're pirating right there. Anyway, okay, rage. So, but no, I really love Waitress. I love the words and the vibe of the show of Waitress, but I also just really love the music. The music of Waitress is so good. Waitress is one of my favorites. I love Finding Neverland. Finding Neverland is so good. So good. So good. I love Finding Neverland. Shrek the Musical will always have a special place in my heart. These are my top 5. Shrek the Musical and also Legally Blonde, because both of those were my first 2 shows, like for real. And they kind of share a spot in my top 5. Like, they're always going to be a favorite of mine. Footloose, iconic. I love Footloose. I was in Footloose. It's a vibe. It's awesome. I love it. I love it so much. And what's the other one? Oh, Something Rotten, I think. Something Rotten is one of my favorites. It's just fun. It's just a fun show. I just love it. It's so good. And the music is just fun too. So, how's that? Wicked isn't in that list. Phantom of the Opera isn't in that list. Like, these like big names that people are just like, oh, you're not a theater kid if those are your top. No. I'm just kidding. That's a joke in the theater community that like if you have any like super mainstream shows in your top 5, like no, but I don't blame you if you have those. Those are my top 5. I love them. They're my heart and soul. Yeah, people can really use that topic to get judgy. I have experience dealing with that. It's so fun. Okay, I won't get too far into it because I know this is a very touchy subject. If a Christian has ever hurt you, I, as a Christian, am so sorry. That is not what Christianity is about. And I mean, hurt you in a way that they thought they were loving you. That is not what love is. It makes me very angry. I could get into it. I'm only going to get into it in like live streams that say that so that people know. There's literally people that yell in this center space and it just makes me mad. But yeah, I will. I need to have that as the live stream topic to talk about that so people don't just stumble into that. But I am so sorry. It makes me very angry. I can talk about my feelings about faith because I'm very open about it. And I really don't care if anyone on the internet hates me for it because it's not, I really don't give a shit. But yeah, it makes me very angry to think about Christianity today. I adore High School Musical for some reason. Also Into the Woods. High School Musical is awesome. I don't know if I've said that please stop screaming in the middle of the place. Please quit. What are you doing? Are you shooting a film or something? Why don't you just go like elsewhere? Okay, so Beetlejuice is not my favorite, with all due respect. I do love Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is good. It's not my favorite. But Into the Woods has some color for me in terms of like what's happened to me with it. That's kind of a story. I'm not holding a grudge. I just don't. Well, okay, wait, I retract that statement. I don't hate it. I think it's just a little too Andrew Lloyd Webber-ish. I don't really like the music in it, and I think it just kind of kills the vibe for me. However, it's cool. I was Sharpay. Yes, I was Sharpay in High School Musical. That was a whole experience. Those are other stories I can tell. I got to get water if I'm going to keep telling stories, because we still have a lot of time. But yeah, last night my friend said they're bringing Sweeney Todd to Broadway. Oh, man, showed us the dance once. Heck yeah. But yeah, that's a lot of topics. But guys, I want to be in a show so bad. I miss theater. I miss it so much. And also, I don't know if you guys follow my Twitter. I had a big rant this morning. Guys, as a side thing, like after that, my directing one teacher here, I'm not going to say his name. I'm going to do my best not to say his name because we don't want to reveal location. He talked about auditions in the directing class today, and about like what directors look for. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much for talking about this. Because literally all of us learned a lot. And I mean, I had heard him talk about auditions before, but this was like, here is how I write down my notes for auditions. And I was like, oh. Whereas like the part of the vibe isn't just like what you're saying in your monologue, like your performance. Some of it is like your personality and like your presence in the room. Some of it is like your physicality. Do you actually move about the space? Are you engaging to watch? Are you yada yada? And then like some of it is vocalization. Like, are you loud or do you project? And it's like, oh, or do you have variety in your voice? Like, it's a lot of different things. And I was like, oh, this is so interesting. So in the middle of class, I figured out that I was not in the show that this teacher is directing. I didn't get a call back. So I said, okay, I'm going to ask him after, like, hey, what can I do to improve? And so I went into his office after class and just talked to him about it, and he gave me genuine tips. And like, I mean, it was literally the whole like, I didn't cry, but it's literally the like, do you take constructive criticism? Yo, what's up? Like, it was that, because some of it was like, okay, yeah, that kind of hurts, that stings, but also like, yeah, I didn't plan that right, or I didn't know, and that's okay. And it just kind of, he really like talked to me for a second, and I told him, I was like, I mean, for those of you that don't know, I ranted this morning about like how BAs in theater across the country, at least the two that I've been to, don't teach you how to be an actor and what to do as an actor. They just kind of teach you like theater in general, and you kind of learn how to act, and that's pretty much it. I don't need to learn how to act. I know how to act. I've learned, I know that, but like I was wanting to know other things. And so I told this teacher this. I told him. And I just said, dude, yeah, like I feel like I'm not learning how to act. Or I mean, I'm not learning how to like exist in the audition room. I'm not learning how to do this. And he literally looked at me and just went like, I'm so frustrated for you guys as the BAs. Like, I'm so frustrated for you. And I was like, oh my God, you're so sweet. I feel so heard right now. Thank you so much. And we just talked for a minute about like some of the stuff that like I can improve on. And he was helping me like see how my choices in the audition room, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. How my choices in the audition room yesterday affected my results. And I'm probably not going to get in after like hearing him talk to me. I was like, oh, I didn't do very well, did I? And like, that's okay. I'm just kind of like, oh, so now I'm registering some of that. And he was like, he even said like, if you want to practice some monologues and like show me sometime, like I will help you with your acting, dude. And I went, oh my God, you're so cool. Thank you so much. So like, I guess I'm saying all this partially to like combat the rant. But the rant is still a real thing, right? Because the thing is, the school that I'm in doesn't get a lot of money. It's a very small school. So they're having trouble with money. So they are having trouble with the program that doesn't have a lot of support, the BAs. So I ranted about it earlier today. But even still, I wish that like there were emphases inside of this program so that we can like, you know, I can be a generalized theater degree while also having a bit of an emphasis in acting, because that's what I want to do. So I don't know, I just felt very heard by him, even though he really can't do a whole lot about it. And he gave me that extra piece to learn in my senior year. So I guess what I'm saying is like, don't be afraid to ask for help, because like I really respect this guy. And like the fact that he just stopped me and just went, hey, you're really cool, dude. I want to help you. And I was like, oh. Tears. But yeah, it was cool. So anyway, I guess that was just my day today. But thanks for listening to that. I just that reminds me so yeah, if there's something that you want to do, if you're sitting here and you're just like, God, I want this so bad, or I want to know this, I want to learn this skill, I want to do this thing, nothing's stopping you. Find a way to talk to people, find a way to get out, find a way to do those things. And there are things that are limiting you, right? Like there are probably like, there could be mental health things in the way, there could be like distance things in the way, there could be whatever, but like, don't let those be major obstacles. Like if you want to learn something, email somebody. Just do it. See what happens. Like the fact that I DM'd Thomas that one time just to be like, dude, you mean a lot to me. You're kind of cool. Or like I made that video and I sent it to him and tagged him and he saw it. Like, chase it. There's a boundary of like human norms, but like if you go up to someone and just maintain confidence and get in there and just be like, dude, I want you to know this, or I want to learn this. And I feel like you can help me with that, or I feel I've seen your work, or I've blah, blah, blah. That kind of thing is like really respected. So I don't know. I just, I'm learning a lot about like communication and learning a lot about like talking to people and, you know, going for what you want. If that's what you really want, there's really nothing that can stop you from getting it. So, I mean, and even if they say no, if that thing doesn't actually happen, that doesn't mean it's like the end of the road, especially if it's like a skill that you want to learn. Like there are other ways to do things. Like if you don't get something specific, you can find something, if you broaden your view and find something similar, that's awesome too. Like, I mean, you're going to use every experience you have anyway. So go chase your dreams, is what I'm saying. I know I'm trying to chase mine. I went over to this teacher and I went, I'm really frustrated, sir. Not at you, but like at everything. And I want to learn to act. And he just said, okay, come show me your stuff. Let me tell you what you did wrong. And I went, oh, well, cool. So anyway, I'm rambling at this point. But life is hard and weird and scary, but you know, that's the way. So is there anything else we want to talk about, or is that like, I don't know. I can't think of really, that was really all I wanted to do. I wanted to tell that story. He really did. Like I said that like I wish somebody would like, I want to learn how to act, and I feel like no one's teaching me the proper ways to like work on my stuff or how to audition. And he really just went, I'll help you out, dude. And I went, oh. Oh my God. But anyway. Oh. Uh-oh. Is the audio gone? Oh, hello. Oh. The thing isn't. Are we back? This is just my school Wi-Fi. Sorry, guys. My school's Wi-Fi is something else. Okay. No, take it one step in front of the other, bro. You can do it. I'm rooting for you. No one got to where they are in one day. Like Ariana Grande didn't get to stardom in one day. You know, like, do it. It's good to see you too, Jasmine. Oh my God. I had a lot of fun telling this story. I honestly might just go live on TikTok and save this as the part of the video. Because I don't want people to be afeared at how long this live stream is. But they might be. Oh well. I'm gonna put the time slots in here. Yeah, I really don't know what else I'm gonna say other than I gotta start clearing out my room some more. I guess I could sing. I don't know. Y'all want to go to TikTok? Or are you guys done watching me? Because that's fair too. I don't know. Dude, my hair is so puffy. I don't know what happened. Why is my hair so poofy? My hair poof. Also this. Stop. I'd be down to go to TikTok. Let's go to TikTok so then we can have the end of this stream here. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can. I don't know if I want to do like acting or I don't know. I guess I could get all my monologues. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta figure out. I guess we could just chat and chill. I don't know. I'll figure it out. All right. I love you all. Thanks for being here. And for those of you that are watching on YouTube later, thank you for listening to my story or however long you did, even if you didn't get to this point. I love you. And I hope you enjoyed my story. I love you all. All right. Oh my God, Virgil has to say it. They have to say it. Do it. Ew. I hate you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't hate you at all. All right. See y'all over there. Please, my